Hello, everybody out there in the internet. Welcome to TKKN and Buff. Save the universe. I'm Chris Adams, Tekken Master, joined by.
Buff
I effed
Larkin,
up. Sorry.
and
Wait. Let me redo that. It is Wednesday, September 20th, 2023.
you son of a bitch.
So yeah, TKKN and Buff. Save the universe. Episode 63. Sorry, Buff.
That's all right. It's Buff Larkin. I have there's a lot that we were going to talk about tonight. Starfield being one of them because Tekken's been playing it like mad. I want to talk about something special that came into being this past weekend, and that is our good friend here, the Tekken Master, went and traveled. Was it 14 hours?
Yeah.
You traveled
I
14
mean,
hours.
it was like 14 hours one way, so back and forth it's more than that, but
You know. So 14 hours one way, 14 hours the back. You slept you didn't sleep in your car, did you?
Yeah, I did. Not the
Oh, there
well,
you
not the
go.
second time. The second time I just went straight through. That was like I was, cause yeah, the second time I was like, oh, I'm actually full of energy. And the closer I got, I was like, this is going like way smoother than the first time for some reason. That's kind of weird, but yeah.
So why was it going much smoother? Is it because you've traveled the roads and therefore
I
you kind of knew it,
No,
or
cause I went like different. I like the GPS sent me like the different way, the way back, and I'm like, this is not the way I went. So I don't know if you know, dude. It just
but
it.
it worked out?
I feel like the way to I had to go through higher population areas, and then like the way
Mm,
back, I was going through them, but like I guess because I'm
around
going,
them?
or I no, I think like I was going through them again, but it's like I was going away from them and not like towards them. But then
Yes.
I guess that's not how that works though, because like you can get to them from either side, like east, west, north, or south. So it doesn't. I don't know, man. It just felt like it was smoother the way like coming back, and I'm not sure why, but like after, yeah, because I guess that makes sense though, because like if I'm going from here, from Kansas, then like everywhere, like every state I go to is how like probably has like a bigger and bigger population, like the closer I get, and then if I'm coming
Yeah,
back, it's like less and less
especially
people.
yeah, the way you exactly you're getting closer to the metropolises of,
And like by the time I was
Illinois
in
and
Kansas City, it was
Michigan.
like super late, so it wasn't that bad compared to like the way it was
Well,
I was going.
and
So
there
I
you
guess there
go.
was
You're
that too, because like let's see, yeah, because I wasn't on the road for rush hour, because I pulled over for like 2 hours, and I was like, I'm not effing doing that. And then effing, but then like the way going too, I left at like 10 at night, but then I don't know, man. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. I don't know why that's the case. It took the same time, but like it just felt smoother. The coming back.
oh there. Oh, that's good. Well, like I said, you might have. So when you slept in your vehicle at the carports or whatever they're called, did you have any women knock on your window going, "Hey, stranger,
No,
hey,
I didn't.
want something to keep you warm?"
No, I didn't.
Bye. Just say. You want to say hi to Uncle Tekken? He's not your uncle. Oh, well, that's good. Yeah, that son of a bitch. Absolutely. Now, not my daughter. She's wonderful. But there you go. Now, so you traveled 14 hours to a place in Michigan that you never told you. So here, I want to tell you a little story of what on my side of things. So I'm a Libra, so I'm the king of the balances. So I take all the stories into effect and I balance them out for my justice, for my justice. And and so you tell me a couple weeks back when we were playing Fall Guys, hey, I'm going on vacation. Oh, great, you're going down to Texas? Doesn't say a damn thing. And so okay, so and then last week, Sleepy Boy here sleeps through game night, so that's fine. I had to bed early. That's good because I'm old. He's not as old. And so then I go to a wedding on Saturday, and I see Tekken is he whatever he's somewhere. I don't know where he is. He said I'm traveling.
Somewhere.
I, I'm sleeping in a car. I'm on my destination. I said, oh, that's great. And then I see Chicago. I see some big magnet. I think is. Oh no, you got that on the way back. So then on Sunday morning at 12:30, I get a picture of Tekken, Dagger, of our gaming friends, Dagger and RPG Maniac. The first time they're meeting in over 20 years of gaming together. It's a wonderful sight. I went, that's amazing. So then I see more information on where this man is going, and he's in Michigan. So he's traveled 14 hours to get to Michigan. Now, a little behind the scenes here. So I say to Tekken, hey, where exactly are you in Michigan? And he goes, I don't know. And Tekken shoots me a picture of where he is, a little blue dot on the map. And I look at where it is, and then I look to where I am, and I'm saying, that's about 2.5 hours away from me. Another gentleman you have played with for played video games with, gotta correct that, for over 20 years. So, okay. And I get this on Sunday morning, right? I see the picture, da da da. Saying, hey, where are you? Let me know where you're at. I can probably come and see you because I am 2.5 hours away. And I said, what time is the wedding? He said, 4 o'clock. I said, oh, fantastic. I have enough time. I would get, because it's you, I would get in my car. My girlfriend says, you got to go. If he gives you an address, you go. This is your chance to see Tekken. You go. And so I say, hey, where are you at? You shoot me an address. I'll come and see you, right? Because I'll just grab my passport, jump in the car, drive to Michigan, come see one of my closest friends, Tekken, and everything is good. He doesn't answer my text message. He doesn't look at my text message for the whole day. And then I get to realize as I see, okay, it's 4 o'clock. I have this window opportunity. I can get there by 2 in the afternoon, see the man, shake the man's hand, lift him up over my shoulder, whatever I want to do, and then I can go back, and that's fine and dandy. At least I can say I was there with the man. Oh, the picture would be worth a million people. I put that on Facebook. A million people would put love, like, and the caring emoji on it, and I didn't. But as I was not getting the response, I realized that the window of opportunity was closing until finally it closed shut. I went, that son of a bitch. and I was, and I was a bit distraught. And my children said, "What's wrong, Dad? What's wrong, Papa?" They would say, and I say, "Oh, little daughter, Uncle Tekken was in Michigan," and they go, "He's not our uncle." I say, "It doesn't matter about the family ties and all this. The man's in Michigan, 2.5 hours away." And I can't go and see the man because I don't know where the hell he is, or I would go and see him. And so there you go. So I'm sure somewhere in your head you said to yourself, you know something? Wouldn't it be nice if Buffy just showed up and I would say hello? And this is where you say what happened to you on this day.
What?
Well, you say, what did the thought not come in your mind that, hey Buffy, I'm going to be in Michigan for the weekend. Is there any chance you can pop over and say
Well, I
hello?
didn't know how far away it was to Canada, so I was like, eh. And I was kind of like done with driving after that. I was like, dude, I am just not doing any more
Dude,
driving.
dude, I was going to drive to you. What, you're in Livonia? Is that where you're at?
What?
Where the hell was the wedding?
Somewhere outside Detroit?
There you go. You know how far Detroit is from me?
No.
2 hours.
Oh, oh. Hmm.
Mm-hmm. You son of a bitch. That's all right. Well, next time you come to Michigan, which will be never, you just let me know. All right. So how far is, let's say, okay, from where you live? What's 2 hours away from you? Kansas City?
No, I think Kansas City is like more than 2 hours away.
Okay, so I was closer than Kansas City to you to come and say hello. Take that and smoke it. That's all right. A chance for me to lift you over my shoulders and spin you around, and we never got a chance to. You bugger, I tell you. I'm purposely going to drive to where you live. I'm gonna stand outside your house. I say, hey buddy, I'm right outside. You're gonna come down. I'm gonna get in the car and drive back. That's what I'm gonna do. There you go, just to spite you. Anyways, that's enough of my ranting. How was the wedding?
That's fine.
How many people were there?
I didn't count, dude.
Well, let me just say this question: how did this all come about that Dagger, the lovely bride, would select you? to be at this wedding?
I
And
don't.
when this all happened?
I have a theory behind that, but I didn't run it by her because I didn't want her to like punch me because she was in like my physical presence, and I didn't like want to like have any type of like weird you know shenanigans. But
Yeah.
but she'd already met RPG before. Like I just had not met those two before, like in 20 years. So it's like those two had already like
In 20 years,
met
isn't
each
that
other
something?
in
Isn't that
physical.
something? Isn't that nice?
But I was on Twitter one day, and then she DM'd me an RPG in like a group chat, and she's like, "I need your addresses or something." And then like I was like, "Oh, is she finally getting married?" Like that's what I thought in the back of my head. But then I was like jokingly, "Are like, are we going on an adventure?" And then she's like, "Oh no, it is for my wedding." Blah blah blah, and then blah blah blah. And then we just like kept, you know, talking in the group chat about it. And oh yeah, but oh wait, never mind. I'm not gonna get to my theory actually about like the whole thing because it's
Morbid.
no, it's just weird because it's like inside baseball and it's just like
Okay.
you wouldn't understand. But like yeah. Anyway, I told RPG about it. He knows. But but yeah, it's just yeah. Dagger. I was like, ask me to go to her wedding, and I was like, okay, sure.
How long ago was this? A
This
couple
was,
months ago?
dude. This was like in the before summer because I was like, because yeah, because like yeah, it was long enough to where I was like, there might be a spike in COVID. I might not go, and then like of course there was a spike in COVID, but I still went, and then yeah, um,
But you
but
were well protected. I saw the pictures.
so let me look it up. Well, it was pretty far back, dude. It was like before the summer, I want to say. Let's see. This was back in. Hold up, I gotta scroll up a long ways here, and it's okay. Let's see. Wow, it was back in January,
Oh,
Tuesday,
there you
January
go.
17th.
Well, there you go. So, what was it like? All right, you met Jenna. So, how was Jenna? Was it very nice to finally meet her face to face, or did she slap you in the face?
It was nice. It was nice. It was
Okay.
weird. Like the analogy she made was like you finally get to put a body to the
Voice.
voice that yeah it is coming out of all the time or
Uh,
something weird. It was yeah, but it
yeah.
worked.
And then you said the same thing.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, and then you went, is this where we talk about celestial juices? Like
I
that?
didn't bring up
No.
celestial juices at all.
Oh, I'm very proud of you. Very good. And of course, meeting your old compatriot on Babel Z, Aimless Babel Z, uh, RPG. What was that like?
It was fine. It was weird because I was like yeah because I was thinking this is like two-thirds of aimless, but not all of us. So
Yeah. But thing is, so what did you guys talk a lot about gaming then? During I know Jenna probably was off doing, getting married, so she wasn't part of all the fun. But did you and RPG talk a lot about gaming and all that?
yeah, we hung out the day before, and just talked about pretty much like that. There's like a meetup that they had, and then we were there, and we were talking about gaming and stuff. So yeah, we did.
And did you do your usual argument with RPG? He would say something, and you say, "No, that's not right. This is how it is,"
No,
and you
that
say,
is
"No,
not.
that's not."
No, that did not happen.
So everybody was calmed down. It's kind of like those dogs that yap at each other on the other side of the fence, and then all of a sudden you open the fence and they're just friends. They come in like, "Hey, yeah, yeah, yeah." Is that kind of like what it was?
um, I no, not really, because it's just like I know what topics not to bring up to trigger RPG, so I just didn't talk about it.
Oh, there you go. That's good. That's good. Well, that's good. And so you got there. So you let. When did you leave Kansas?
Friday night, like 8 or 10, I think 8,
In
maybe.
the evening?
Yeah, it was like 8 or
Oh
10.
wow.
I think it was 8 because it wasn't 10. It was closer to 8, I think. But it
So
was
you
Friday
got
night.
so you got into Michigan around I would say what, noon?
I was I got to the hotel at like 3 something. But then I lost an hour because there was like a change from Central to Eastern
Yeah,
time. So
yeah.
I did not put that into my calculation. So it's like I
Well, you
probably
gained it back
yeah
on the way home.
I did but
So
I didn't like that's not something that I like I took into consideration. So like I lost an hour, but then so like the time wise I got there, it was 3 Eastern, I think, or I don't. I think it was maybe 4 Eastern, but like yeah, it was 3 Central, I think, because my time on my phone didn't change.
Yeah.
So I got there around like 3:40, but it was before 4, so I got there like that time.
And so, and I sent a message to Jenna on Sunday, and I wished her all the best for her wedding. I said, make sure to kick you in the ass. Start kicking the ass because I was in my free fall of angerness, but that's okay. So for you, you had yourself a fancy red mage outfit that you wore to the wedding. So please explain the idea behind it and when you bought the outfit.
What do you mean the idea behind it?
Well, you wanted to dress like a red mage, or at least that was your comment. Because you're dressed in red, right? So
Oh,
what gave you the idea of that outfit?
okay. Well, the thing is, like RPG is always like was talking about he was gonna have a fancy suit, and like he has better dress sense than I do. And it's like, well, I knew I was gonna be upstage anyway, so I was like, well, I don't have like a normal plain suit, so I'll just do red because it's red mage. And then I already had like a dress shirt that was red that was like already like it was like kind of like unopened and unworn for like a long time. And I was like, well, I guess I'll finally wear this. And then I was like, well, if it's red, I kind of want to have like matching colors and not just be, not
Yep.
matching all over the place.
Yep.
So it came with a red tie, and then it was a red shirt, and I was like, well, I gotta get some red pants. And then, well, I guess I didn't have red shoes, but I'm not gonna buy red shoes. That's too much. Um, effing, let's see. Oh yeah, and then I was like, okay, well, effing, if there's any if there's any excuse to wear a hat here, I should do it. So I was like, all right,
Yep.
I'll get a red hat so I could wear a sweet fedora and look awesome. But then
Yep.
I didn't try it on before I left, and then I got to the hotel and I tried it on, and I have too much hair on my head, and it didn't
Yep.
fit, and I was like, oh, well, and
Wow.
didn't get to wear that. So,
So in the end, who was the better dresser, you or RPG?
uh,
Did he have the fancy suit
no,
that
he just wore a
he's
normal suit, dude. So yeah, I'm gonna say I am because I was red, like a red
yes.
mage, even though I didn't have the sweet hat, like red mage. Oh, also, that's actually a thing. Red mages wear red hats, so it's like, oh, I gotta have a red hat for a red mage. So,
So there you go. There you go. Suck it, RPG. You didn't you weren't the best dressed at the wedding, that's for sure.
I didn't
It's
say
all
best dressed,
checking.
dude. I just said better than average.
That's right. That's good. So and so was there a special motif for this wedding? Because I know you showed the special drinks. Was that like video game considered, or was that just kind of some kind of fancy drink thing that they had?
Well, I, I mean, thematically yes, but there like it wasn't a motif that was there that was whatever. So
Yeah. So this is now the second time that a good gaming friend of mine has been hours away from me. And now the thing is, it was 2.5 hours from you, so that's all right. But thing is, the worst one was earlier this year. I'd gone to Windsor to watch Impact Wrestling, the pay per view there. That same night in Detroit, my buddy Johnny Roy and your gaming cohort Johnny Roy was in Detroit, just over the frickin' bridge watching Ed Sheeran, and I'm like, you mother! It's like if I had my passport with me, if I knew you were going to be over there, my passport, I would have came over and said hello. But I didn't have my passport, so I didn't get to say hello. So I didn't find out till the next morning. I texted him, said, "Are you in Detroit?" And he goes, "Yeah, we're taking off today." I said, "Ah, you son of a bitch! I'm over here in frickin' in Windsor. I'm just over the bridge. Hot damn it! Look at me waving at you with only one finger, but that's okay." But so from now on, and I'm going to post this in Gap Face 3.0 on Facebook, is that anybody who's coming close to the border, you son of a bitches, you better let me know so I at least come and see you. There you go. I'll make the drive to Windsor or to wherever, but you get yourself there and we're all good. That's all right. So you went to a wedding and you wore your mask and you're coming back and you have no COVID, correct?
as far as I can tell, I haven't took a test yet.
Oh, good. All right. But you kept your mask on the whole time.
Yeah. Well,
Did
except
they
except to
did
eat,
they actually?
but yeah.
There you go. Did they actually see your face?
What do you mean?
Well, did Jenna or RPG? Because I saw the picture of you three together, and you had your mask on. That's fine and dandy. I was expecting the same thing if I were to meet up with you. But uh, did they actually see your face?
Did they ask to see it?
No, did they ever actually see your
I
face?
mean, if they were watching me eat during the
Ooh,
wedding.
see? Ooh, that's weird. Why was it? Why was everybody watching you eat? What were you doing? No, I'm just teasing. I'm teasing.
Well, I'm
That's
pretty
good.
sure they weren't when I was eating my cake because that was during like there was like dancing and stuff, and I know, or yeah, RPG got roped into it, and Dagger was like still staying by the bar. So,
Oh, there you go.
but then
And nobody roped you into it.
no,
There's not some young lovely girl that was looking for a red mage to cast a spell on her.
no.
Okay, all right, that's
I
good.
mean, I was sitting next to RPG, so he probably did because I when I was eating, because I was sitting next to like we were at the same table. I was sitting next to him, so whatever.
No, there you go. That's all right. And then you made it back home in good time. You made an hour back, so that's even better. And would you do it again?
But I do what again?
Would if there's another gathering somewhere, like if somebody invited you to another wedding, would you go?
Probably. It
Oh,
was.
that's
I
good.
will say it was. Okay, here's the thing about me is like, whenever we have like family, vacations or like we go to travel during the summer or whatever, like we never flew. We'd always drive. But then like when I could drive, I never like ever took a trip or anything and like went anywhere. And so this was like my first time doing that. Like as whereas like I was like always the passenger. Like this is my first time being like the actual like driver or pilot. So I was
Yep.
like I never got to experience the like being the person that was like actually driving the car or whatever. So that was
Is that what you called yourself? Did you call yourself the pilot?
no, I didn't call myself that, but just you know,
Yeah. Ready for liftoff?
I've been playing a lot of Starfield,
There you
so I
go.
was just thinking about that.
Was there any stretch between where you were and where you were going that you said to yourself, I'm glad I don't live in this area?
Oh, dude, Indiana was the worst. It was just like constant speeding, and like even in the construction zones, there was speeding, and it was just like excessive speeding of like not. It was just like you're going the speed limit, and like people are just like zoom, like zooming past you of like, and you're like, how effing fast is this effing person going? Like, is it like it made me not want to ever like drive on the highway again, honestly, because I was like, okay, the speed limit is it just like I was just like is like everybody just like a psychopathic maniac that just doesn't follow the speed limit and like they're just it's like as a group we all just like decide it's just a suggestion whatever it's like what are we doing and I was like I literally do not feel safe on the road when I'm driving on the highway now, so it's like yeah, one more thing to the list of like I don't want to be in this country anymore ever again.
So it created anxiety for you.
I don't know about anxiety but just like dread of like
Uh,
that's not something I ever
Anxiety,
want to
yeah.
do again, but then I'm
No.
kind of stuck because I got to get back home, so don't have a choice.
Hmm.
Well, look
Well,
what I got myself into.
here's what you have to understand about speed limits. They're just a suggestion. 100, you can go 100. We would like you to go 100, but if you're going to go 120 or 130, go right ahead. Now that's Canadian miles per hour, not your kilometers an hour, I should say. For you, that'd be like 80. That's a suggestion. That's all right. That's good. Well, let's end this on a good note. Uh, you went to a wedding and to one of your gaming friends that you've known for 20 years. You got to meet somebody else you've been friends with for over 20 years. And was it a wonderful wedding?
Yeah, that's good.
And it was outside?
The wedding part when they were saying the stuff to each other about like blah 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 blah, and the guy was like, "Do you blah 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 blah?" That part was outside.
Was that the Charlie Brown? Wah, 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 wah.
Whatever that part's called, that part was outside.
And you got to meet Dagger's husband, of course. You must have.
Yeah,
And how is he?
he's cool.
Is he a gamer too?
Yeah,
Oh, very good. That's good. All right. Well, we wish nothing but the greatest for Dagger and absolutely and her husband. And so RPG had to come from somewhere. Isn't he living in Florida?
yeah, he flew in.
Oh, wow. Oh, there you go. Good for him. Extra stars for him for doing that. Absolutely. He didn't have to sleep in no prostitutes in a carport.
What?
He didn't have to sleep in no prostitutes in the carport. Hey, honey, move it on over. It's cold out here. Absolutely. Yeah, so that's good. Fantastic. Uh, Next time, let me know if you're in Michigan and I'll come and see you. Now, wouldn't that have been good, Tekken? Wouldn't that have been nice if I were to come over and shake your hand? Shake your hand, Tekken. I was going to do the Mega Powers, Hogan and Savage, that special handshake. I was going to do that with you. But no, that's all right. So next time you're in Michigan, that's what I'm saying. Next time you're in Michigan, you let me know and I'll come and see you. Okay? Promise me this, and
uh,
I'll let it go.
okay, but I promise. Oh.
You son of a bitch. Absolutely perfect. All right. All right, now that I'm done with venting my anger over this whole situation, let's talk more about something that isn't venting anger, and that is, of course, Starfield. Starfield Tekken, you have been playing it now nonstop, besides going to weddings that were 2.5 hours away from me. You've been playing this now for a long time, and so you we never actually gave it a rating because I think now you're doing it. You've already played it once, right?
Yeah.
And there's not a really a plus to this game, correct?
What are you
Or is
talking
there?
about?
Can you do like new game plus?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. I thought you had made a statement that you couldn't do that.
I did
Maybe
not
I read
say
it
that.
wrong.
I said something about it's different. It's the way that they implement it is different in this game.
And how is that?
I can't talk about it without spoiling it. It's hard to like describe because it's built into like the story and the lore, and it's the way that they do it and they implement it is like very like it's part of like the game world itself, and it's kind of hard to talk about it without spoiling anything. But they do it differently than other games do it, but it's actually really well done. Like all things
Okay.
considered. I mean,
All
that being
right.
said, it's also cool because it's like it's like a choice-based thing, so you don't have to do it. So you can just keep playing and like just keep going to different planets and doing stuff. So it's like you don't have to do New Game Plus, but the way that they do it is like implemented. It's like very tied into like the story and the lore and the world and stuff.
All right. So you're enjoying this new version.
I am. I mean, I haven't. I did make a New Game Plus, like, well, it's like weird. Like, I have like a save file, but I have like different paths of it, and like one of them is the New Game Plus path, but then one of them is like the not New Game Plus path. But then I'm already thinking of like my second character of like when I make them, what I'm gonna do with them, and then all the stuff I'm gonna do with that character, and then like
Oh, well, all the
uh
things you're gonna do with that character.
because there's a lot of choices on all the different faction quests and side quests, and it's like, oh, well, if you choose this and you choose that, and then I'm like, oh, okay, well, let me play through with my first character to see like what the choices are that I make and like what happens, and then if like see if it's a good outcome or not a good outcome, and if I want to keep doing that and like try it again, then I could also pick up on my file where I did New Game Plus and then do different choices because you're just playing through the game again, and then like that could be the petri just for that to like see what happens and like what's the worst outcomes, the best outcomes, yada yada yada. But then I kind of didn't want to do that because it's like, eh. But then the way it's tied into the game, it's like it doesn't really matter anyway. So it's kind of weird, but it works. So whatever. So
So right now, you don't know. Like, do you know what you should have done better in the first game, or is it still now you're still in the petri dish? You're still trying to figure it out.
the only
That
thing I
it
would have did differently is like just different skill point allocation because there's certain skills I'm not. Well, okay. Here's the thing. Okay, let me really back it up. The only
back it up.
the like what playing with my first character, it's basically when because I can't do new game plus on my first character and like change anything that's like foundational, like the background, the traits, all the stuff that's like baked in when you make your character. So basically, making a second character would basically allow me to like know exactly how I want to build this character and then like not waste any skill points or XP or whatever and just like go for the build I want to make and then be able to just play that way.
Okay. So overall, do you see? Uh, so right now, would you review the game and give it what out of 10?
It's still a 9.
So 9.
It's not gonna be a 10 because it's just. I mean, I don't know. It's like I hate giving scores to games, but it's like I would give this game a 10 as far as like do I recommend it and give it like my highest recommendation. Yes, it is that good, but it's like there are I have had a lot of freezes and crashes, but it's not like on the Cyberpunk level of like every 30 minutes. So it's not like broken, but it is still Bethesda jank. And then today I was playing. Oh, I got to clip this. You just remind me, but I got to go back and clip this. But there's like a part when I went to talk to an NPC, and then just like all the characters pulled out guns and started shooting me mid conversation. So I couldn't do anything because I was stuck in the conversation menu or like the conversation system.
No, come
And
on.
then like I can't do anything because I'm in conversation. And then like the NPC I'm talking to is just like mid conversation pulls out a gun and shoots me and like starts shooting me and kills me. And I'm like, what the heck just happened? And it's like what? So there is some jank. There's like some jank in this game. I think it's getting a free pass honestly because it's like I've played Mass Effect and it has like a lot of the same things, and people just like rip it to shreds, and then like to see this game is getting like a free pass of like, oh yeah, whatever, it's Bethesda, it's so awesome. It just really pisses me off. I mean, it doesn't really piss me off, but it's like whatever, dude. It's like I'm used to it because it's like it's like that's always the case where it's like I'm in the minority and like the stuff I really like, most people really don't, or like not and like it's not the majority of like people really like that I really like. So it's like I'm over. It's like whatever. It's like at least I can like for once be on the winning team and be like, oh yeah, I like this game too, and it's so awesome. Yeah, whatever. So whatever, no big deal.
There you go. Okay. So, what is the next big objective then? You're playing the game plus. Where are you at right now, and what's that next stage you're looking to do?
The next thing I'm gonna do is visit all 100 plus star systems because there's an achievement for it, and then
How
I
long is
was
that going to take?
it might not take that long because it doesn't take that long to load through. Yeah, it shouldn't take that long because some of them I've already been to, and I found a list online, and it's like if you go from like left to right on the map, it should be like not that bad. So it shouldn't take. Honestly, don't know. It takes like a minute or two to load in, so it's it's it should take less than 12, like 6 hours max. I honestly it shouldn't take even 6 hours, but like I don't know how long it's gonna take to like load in and then like get to the next thing. But then every time you load in, there's a chance like something random happens. Like you get attacked by pirates, you get attacked by, you know, whatever, or you could get like I like my background is wanted, so it's like every time I go wherever, there are people that are like trying to hunt me down because I have the wanted background and I have a bounty on my head. So it's like yeah, so it's like it's like depending on like the interruptions that I have to like deal with, it could take a while, but it's like I'll get it done, so I don't care. So whatever, it's doable in one sitting, I guess I'll say. I don't know how long, but we'll see because I'm about to stream it after this podcast, and we'll see how long that takes. But yeah,
Okay.
and then like
So,
after that,
so that's an awful long time though.
mm, really buff is it?
Well, hundreds. What you just all you have to
You
do
don't
is
have to. You don't have to do anything. You just have to like go there, load in, and you're there, and you discover it, and then you can just go to the next one. If I went to every planet and moon, that would take a long time because that's like 1,000 like locations. Going to the systems is not as bad because it's just the system. It's not like every moon and planet in the system. It's just the system that like loads in, and you're there somewhere in the system, and you're good to go to the next one. And some of them I've already been to, and it's like some of them are peaceful, and yeah, not all of them are like bloodthirsty, you know, Crimson Fleet space pirates out to kill you. So it's it's gonna be an adventure.
okay.
Shouldn't be that bad.
So, have you heard of any special planets that people have traveled to, and they all said, "Wow, you should go to this planet because it has this."
No, I haven't looked up anything about it because I don't want to spoil anything.
Okay. All right.
Except for the stuff that's like in the algorithm that's like being spit out to me because I keep seeing stuff on YouTube every time I log in of like the ships people are making. And I'm like, oh, I want to make these awesome ships like the Normandy, Millennium Falcon, and X-wing, the Firefly ship, and like all the cool sci-fi shows and TV shows and movies ships. And it's like, I want to make one of those eventually, but not right now.
Okay. So, um, um, so what have you enjoyed so far with this game?
I mean, just like the gameplay systems, because they basically took Skyrim, put it in space, and like bolted on those systems onto a RPG in space with those systems. So it's like it's got, you know, I mean, it's like it's really weird to talk about, but it is essentially just like if you took like like a universal translator, and you spit out, or like your input was like high fantasy, and like your output was sci-fi, or in this case NASA punk, whatever. And it's like you've got the melee stuff that they had in Skyrim, but not all of it. So it's got like one-handed swords, two-handed swords, but like you don't have sword and shield because they don't have it, but they could probably make it if they wanted to. So it's not like as robust as like every part of it, but then like so like that would be like the melee part, and then like the projectile part would be um like the bow and arrow, but you have like rifles and sniper rifles instead of that. I mean, there's a lot more projectile weapons though. I would say than like just bow and arrow in this game, so it's kind of like not analogous, but similar thing. And then like the way that they have like the skill system, like you've got the stealth, but then you've also got the like the armor pieces that make you invisible. So you have like a lot of fun invisible shenanigans you can do with like like that's the build I was going for. Like it's in the secondary because like the melee stealth is like good. It's just not as it's like a bit more cumbersome to use than just like sitting back and sniping. Like that's it's just delicious because you turn invisible and you can just pick out your targets and just be like pop 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 dead, and it's just like you get extra damage because you're in stealth, and you do extra sneaking attack damage, and you get extra effing damage from crits and extra damage from whatever, and it's just like the damage just stacks so high you don't even have to put points into like effing I don't even put points into like the weapon damage from like the guns because it just does like so much damage already with the skill damage, and it's just like oh so good. Um, there's like there's a magic analogy, but it's kind of spoilery, and I'm not going to talk about it because I don't want to spoil it for people that don't already know, even though you probably already know if you already played it because it's silly, like or it's not silly, but it is kind of it's so like weird because it feels very Mass Effect in that regard as far as like you touch the thing and then you're like oh Prothean beacon, but not Prothean beacon, and then also it doesn't give me visions, it gives me something else. I'm not going to say, but if you know, you know. And that's the whole thing. You get to go get those. That's a fun time. Um, what else is in Skyrim? So you've got magic, you've got melee, you've got ranged, you've got and then they've got like the other weird stuff, like the lock picking stuff, or not lock picking, but pit pocketing. So you can like steal stuff, and like
Okay.
with the invisible stuff, you can like stack that where you're like invisible, and there's a air quote spell that you can cast that I've been using where you can like turn yourself invisible and you can just walk up, pickpocket somebody, and it's like oh they don't even know you're there. And it's like for me in Skyrim I didn't even do that stuff because I was like dude this is like not a path I'm gonna go down. This is a waste of time because I'm not gonna bother with it. And then here I'm just doing it because it's like it is kind of handy to like actually because I already went like so far into stealth. I was like, well, what's useful when you're stealth? Everything, because you can just be invisible and like just oh, I can just steal stuff and I'm invisible. Okay, cool. But like, I wasn't stealing things. I was just it was mission specific. Let me back up on that one. I wasn't just like stealing stuff from like everybody that like is in the world because that's evil. That's immoral and like wrong, and I wouldn't do that. I was just doing it on story missions when like I needed a key card and you could just walk up to somebody, go invisible or like go to undetected or whatever it's called, because it's like yeah you're hidden if nobody knows you're there. So if as long as you're hidden and like nobody knows you're there, you have a higher chance to like pickpocket and like take the key card, and you can just like get to your there's like oh my gosh just okay I'm about to gush, sorry, but like there's an entire quest line like for I mean you can tell it's built for the stealth like systems in the game. If you play the region industries, like that whole quest line is just like corporate malfeasance, and like it's very cyberpunk. Actually, it's quite funny. Um, and that's the other thing I love about this game is like they're all the faction quests touch on like all the different like sci-fi stuff of like the space fantasy that you would like to have in this game, because like
Mm-hmm.
the Vanguard is like the volunteer space force, and you just like and like you're just working for the Republic, and you're or not the Republic, but the UAC, and like you're doing missions for them to like try to save the day. And it's pretty cool what they do in that. And like I'm not gonna go get into it, but it's pretty effing awesome. And then you've got the effing the UAC SysDef. It's weird because there's two different ones. There's like SysDef, which is like the defensive force, and there's SysSec, which is like the security forces. And then like you do the SysSec stuff, and it's like just it's super duper like low level space cop. I'm gonna stop this person that like stole someone's purse. It's super silly and like whatever, but it's like it's still like cool because you get to like do stuff in like a giant space city, and like it's kind of like working for CSEC. I would say like in Mass Effect, like that's an analogy I'd make, because it's like you're doing like very low level crime, there's like some stuff that's like more major, but it's like not really super important. But it's just like fun to like see the day to day in that like the Starfield universe, like that from that level, like that from that perspective. Um, Whereas like the UAC, like the effing Crimson Fleet quest line was just it was I don't know if I talked about this last time, but it was effing immaculate. It was like so effing good because you get to be a double agent and like that in
Ooh.
itself was like so awesome of a like dynamic because I was like, you know what, score one for Bethesda because in Bioware, I don't think they've ever done something like this before where you have to like go in deep cover and like not blow it because like because of the morality system, I'm not sure if that would work, but like here they do it and it was effing like it was immaculate, dude. I effing loved it because like you had to like keep your cover by like not being too goody two shoes, but then like the scenarios that they put you in were like doing bad things every time because you're in this you're trying to like you're trying to like work your way up to like be like buddy buddy with like the number two and like the main space pirate dude, and it's just like you have to like you got to do some bad stuff every now and then and like let some stuff slide, and it's like oh, but it's like it's really effing good. I was just like, dude, that was effing that was just mwah, that was my favorite faction quest line in the entire game, and just like that was just worth playing it alone. And I would say like that entire quest line because you get so much lore and detail on like what happened to like the Crimson Pirates and like where they came from and like what went down, and it is just so effing good. And then the cherry on top is like at the end you get to choose: do you want to stay space pirate, or do you want to take or like bring them into custody? And then the great thing about that quest line is like the entire time like before that you've been like killing these space pirates because they're a-holes and you're just like effing space pirates, dude. But then when you like actually get on the inside of it and you're like seeing them in their day to day, and it's like you're like going through the scenario and the story alongside them, and you're kind of like getting a relationship with those characters, and it's like they're not so bad. They're kind of they're yeah they're a holes, but it's like I could see like I could see like how someone could like get to this point of like they needed to like resort to this, and it's like it's also like it's on the level of like it's not they're not all evil and bad, and then like also just like the way that a spacefaring society is it's like not everybody's gonna be like a or like not everybody's gonna like conform to like the norms of like oh yeah let's all be straight laced citizens and eat our vegetables and say our prayers like Hulk Hogan says, and it's all gonna be a fun time and great to
Brother.
be under the bureaucracy of the UAC all the time and like your freedom, but only controlled freedom, and it's really effing good. I just thought that was like so effing awesome. And then the part at the end when like you can still like I just thought it was like so awesome though, like because like I played it where I was like I knew I was like never gonna like I was never gonna be a space pirate, but it's like the fact that you could like then you could like backstab either side at the end and be like, "Well, I've been good this whole time, but stab, stab, stab. Guess what? I'm a space pirate now." Ha 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 ha. Or like, "Oh, I'm such a, I've been killing people. I've been doing all this stuff for you, guy that's head of the space pirates and the other lady and everybody else. And like, yeah, man, you're my crew, man. Yeah, we're gonna kill and do all this other stuff." And then it's like, "Oh, actually, stab, stab, stab. I'm UAC. You're all going to jail. In fact, I'm gonna kill y'all now and take your place or something." And it's just like, so effing delicious. It was just so how effing good it was. And just, it was just, man, it was just like fantastic. Easily one of the best quest lines ever. And I was just like, dude, that was effing like whew, I was like, I played it. I was like, damn, Bethesda. Like, I didn't think you could be on the level of Bioware, but that was pretty effing good. That was pretty effing good. Also, the Vanguard one was like pretty effing good too. But it's like, I already talked about it, but it's like, it's like yeah, like none of the faction quest lines disappointed or like were letdowns. They were all just like really good because okay, it's like back to what I was saying though, like the cyberpunk like corporate malfeasance that was Rusian, and then you had like the awesome space pirate stuff with the UAC, and then you had the effing space cop with the sysec, and then you had the effing sci-fi western stuff with the effing Freestar Collective. That was effing dope. That was effing like that was also effing just like top tier grade A, just like mwah, chef's kiss. Just like you get to a point at the end where you have to bring someone to justice, and it's like if you don't have like the persuasion or the whatever, like I didn't, I effed up on it, and it's like you know what, it's whatever, dude. Sometimes you don't have a choice. Like Obi-Wan Kenobi says, dude, he's like, "I will do what I must." And he pulls out his lightsaber and dispenses justice. And it's like, ooh, that's what I had to do because I was like, oh, you know what, dude? Guess what? But that's the other thing is like I was trying to talk this dude down at the end, and he shot at me, and I was like, oh. It's gonna be like that,
Yeah.
and it was like that, and I
You
effing killed
son
him.
of a bitch.
Yeah, and it was delicious. And it's cool because like you get like different words too from like different stuff. So you got like a sweet ship. You get to be like a ranger or whatever the f, and then like in the vanguard you get like a f in you get a apartment and you become a citizen. But they give you like a special designation. But I'm not sure if that's like depending on like your choices. And there's an awesome choice at the end of that one of like how you want to resolve the situation. Like I really want to see what the other side is because I chose the how to say this without spoiling it. I chose the creature choice as opposed to the biome, not biome. What's that word for the bee? Uh, microbe.
Bitch.
I I chose the creature option over the microbe option, just because of the all of yeah, man. I was kind of like I mean after the whole COVID thing, I'm like you know what they're right. It's like a non-0% chance that a virus will mutate and kill a bunch of people. It's like really not worth it. So I was like yeah, I'm not going to go that route, and I didn't. What are the other choices? Yeah, like I said, the Crimson Pirate one was like so cool because it's like you get to basically like F1 side over at the end, which is like wild. Even if you've been like siding with them the whole time to like stay to keep your cover, which is just that was just like wow, because like that, that just like blew my mind because like Bioware doesn't like I was like how would Bioware do that because like they're so like their their morality system is like so binary. I don't know if they could ever do something like that. So I was like, dude, that was like pretty effing awesome actually. The way that Bethesda pull that off. Um, Freestar Collective is just like you're hunting down, you're on a case. That oh man, that was like okay, that's my wheelhouse, dude. Is like Hero Detective, and it was like also Hero Detective in space in sci-fi. So it's just like all the things on top of like the thing I already liked. So it's like a Batman story in space, but like effing with like effing a ship and like effing sci-fi and just oh, it's so good. It's just so effing good. And then let's see, that's the Freestar Collective. Fusion with Cyberpunk. That was. If you like Cyberpunk, you'll like it because it's super dystopian, and everything on Neon is like that's your thing. Every time you go to Neon for a quest, it's just like it always ends bad. It's like there are no heroes. There like it's like yeah they should just add the tagline from FN Cyberpunk where it's like there's no living legends in Night City. It's like dude, Neon will effing change you. It's like it's not all not all bright lights in Neon, dude. It's just it's stuff goes down and it's always just like usually a bad time. It's like I became a drug dealer and a gun smuggler in Neon, and it's like, and your NPC companions react to you, and oh my gosh, that's something else I gotta talk about. I'm not sure if I should spoil it, but like you get to do stuff with your
Right.
companions in this game, but like it's like at this point the toothpaste was out the tube with this companion I had, and it's like sorry babe, but if you're not down with that, I got two words for you. So it's like
Son of a bitch.
this is happening. Um, and there's the gang stuff too, and it's like what? And it's like it's just so effing well done. And then so let's see, Ryujin, Freestar Collective, Pirates, Vanguard, UAC, both. Yeah, there's a lot of factions, but they're all effing good. So it's all good. It's all good content. I'm sorry, Buff. I completely like forgot what you asked me because I just went on to like talk about like all the different faction stuff. Because all the faction quests are like just amazing. The main quest is good too, but the faction stuff just like adds on top. And like when they like, oh my gosh, dude. Actually, I was doing a quest and like it was self-referential back into like what I had done like up to that point in the game, and I'd done like all the different faction quests, and like the list of stuff I could choose was like so awesome because it was like well, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this. I'm Batman, and it's like, dude, effing like I've done some stuff, and like I can like choose from an effing list of it. And, like that was just, that was delicious, and that was awesome. And then it's cool when you're doing like quests after the fact from like other stuff, and like it comes like as a dialogue option. Like you get like Ranger or like Ryujin or Vanguard. Like it comes up as like a dialogue option in discussion or like whatever when you're doing stuff. You can like refer back to like your title that you have earned and be like, oh well, I'm a effing this, and this is what I effing think in this effing moment that like how we should effing handle the effing situation. And it's just like, oh, so effing good, and it's just like, dude, that is just, it's just this game is awesome, man. I can't say enough good things about it, and just it's so effing good, it's so good, so good. What was the question about? Because I'm kind of like I think I completely like drifted off of like what I was supposed to be talking about, and I'm just talking about faction stuff. But like that's like the main.
What? So I know there's 100 of these worlds. Of the main challenges, of the main like the other, the the side quests, all that kind of stuff. How much is there? How much is there still to go?
Well, I've done all the faction stuff. I think I have a theory about Varun. I haven't put it to the test because it involves killing a lot of people. Um, I mean, I've done all the main factions as far as I know, because there's achievements for them, and I've got all the achievements. So that's why I'm just going for like the exploration thing. But the thing is like as you're exploring, you get like random quests, right? And I just did one today that I got from like before I left, and it was like it was dude, it was if I'm not gonna spoil what it is, but like if you are a fan of history, it was magical because I walked in and I'm talking to FDR and I'm like, is that FDR? And then like the little subtitle says Franklin and I'm like, ah, and he's like, I'm FDR, and I'm like, no way. And it's like I'm not going to say it anymore because that's like you'll find out yourself when you play that quest. But if you're a fan of history and like stuff like that, and it was just really cool what they did, and I'm just like that was effing awesome, and it was just magical, and I was just like this game just keeps getting better and better. Oh, also, I almost forgot, dude. I almost forgot to bring this up, but like, bong weep grana weep nini bong. That was in the game. That was in the effing game. That was in the effing. That was effing a line of dialogue I could have said to a character, and I was like, "Is that Transformers reference?" And then my mind was blown. I was like, dude, game of the year. I don't even care. I don't even care. I don't even care how many times the game has crashed or frozen because it's kind of done it like every time I play it every day. Just saying, but like, well, maybe not every day, but like, dude, it's done it enough. I don't even care. But like, dude, like, like, yeah. When was the last time I've seen a Transformers reference in the game, or like one that I was like that effing good? It even made sense in the context of like the situation. It was like you meet a character for the first time, and what do? It's the universal greeting, and I was like, dude, effing I don't even care. Effing game of the year, I don't effing care. Like I haven't played Spider Man, I don't even care. Like I haven't played whatever the FL has yet come out this year. I don't even care. It's like at least top two, if not top three. Easily top three. Like, like it's like I've penciled it in for my game of the year entry because it is that effing good. But yeah, and that's just like that's not even like talking about like the space stuff as far as like all the ship battles and all the flipping. You can just like roll up on someone and be like, "Oh, hey, want to trade?" Or "Hey, you gonna give me all your crap?" Or, or you're gonna board somebody and like steal their ship and like sell it. Because I did that. I finally got a pirate ship. I finally figured out how to like flip and disable ships to where I could like take their ships and sell them or keep them. But then it's like I only wanted a pirate ship, so I finally. But then I got an even better pirate ship, and it's like, oh, it's a big pirate ship. And then every time I get a pirate ship, I paint it red because it's Crimson Fleet, so I can be like incognito and be like, oh, I'm one of them, but they don't know I'm not one of them. And then yeah, it's just delicious. I often love this game. It's just like every time I play it, I get a treat of like something else that's in the game I didn't know was in the game, and I'm just like, oof, oof, it's so effing good. Also, the whole like crew thing that's effing awesome too. Is like you can recruit characters to be in your crew, and there's like certain ones in the world that are like named characters, so they have like backgrounds and stuff, and you can take them within. You can take them with you as a companion, as a party member, and just like have dialogue as far as like with them for like where are they from, what's their story. So I'm curious like can you romance those characters? Because I already did my romance for the character, so I'm not sure if you can romance like any of the other companions and or crew members that are recruitable from different places outside the constellation people. So I'm kind of curious like how deep does it go for the crew members that are not
Oh,
the main
oh.
cast constellation people. But damn, it's so effing good. It's just yeah, dude. I can't say enough good about this game. Like every time I want to play, or every time I play, I want to like play for like 10 to 12 hours and like not fall asleep. But I always like end up being like half asleep at the end and being like, I don't want to start playing, and just like fall asleep playing. And just I happened yesterday,
Oh,
this morning. I like fell asleep playing. I was like, wait, what? I was doing outpost stuff, but I finally got my outpost made. I don't care. And I woke up and I was like, oh, I was asleep. Whatever. So I fell asleep multiple times, and it's very rare for me to find a game I even fall asleep playing. So, but I mean, I think that's age catching up with me now. Of like, 'cause that used to be not be a thing, and now it's yeah. Now it's just like now I just know it's like what I don't care anymore. I'm just gonna play until I fall asleep, and then it's like that's how I know the game is won. It's like, or that's how I know it's like not just a good game. It's a great game. It's a game worth playing that I should give a 10. So you know what? I'm gonna say what I'm gonna disagree with myself from like 10 minutes ago. And be like, you know what? This game is an F and 10. F it, and it's a 10. So it's like, check it out if you're into sci-fi, if you're into open world, because it's a new age. And like I said last time, dude, it's a new era. It's a new watershed moment for open world games. This is not open world. This is open space, open galaxy, like multiple planets. You'll be blown away at the scale of it. I mean, if you're one of the people that's like, oh, well, it's all the same thing over and over, well, go off yourself and go find something else to play that's like, has like half the content of this game because it's effing massive, and all the systems, like all the skills, once you get into the skill stuff and like the background, like all the backgrounds and the traits, I mean, that's the only the problem is like you have to play through once to like see, oh, this is how I build a character, and it's like I should have did this. So I made that second character, dude, and she's gonna be like a hot space like lady, and I'm like, ugh. And I mean, it's got the only thing that sucks is like your character is like like you're a silent protagonist, so you never say anything. But at least I can enjoy the view, right? So it's like second character. Oh yeah, I can't wait because she's gonna be. So yeah, I guess I'd look at a video on
Your
YouTube of
next
like how to
character
make
is going
a
to be.
hot lady.
Mm.
I mean, that's not their name, but it could be.
Okay. Your character's name will be.
I think I'm gonna
Okay.
go for. I mean, I kind of want to go for like the stealth melee because it's like less skill points than like anything in the weapons tree. Because like you have to put ballistics on top of the weapons, on top of the critical damage, on top of like the other stuff, and it's like, dude, that's like so many skill points that you have to invest in the weapons that you don't need to actually because it's not a hard game and you do enough damage without them. So it's like, melee's melee is nice for me because I'm kind of like over the inventory system. That's the one thing I don't really like in this game. The inventory system sucks. Encumbrance sucks. Having to like go up to like every individual item in the world because I'm so used to playing Borderlands. You just hold down the button to get all the ammo, and it's just like, dude, this is not like every time I kill a bunch of enemies in a room, I'm like, I don't want to mess with this. I don't want to mess with the loot or the inventory. I'm just sick of it, and I'm sick of the encumbrance, and it's just like until you get that leveled up, and it's just like such a pain. But it's not that bad. But it's just like, dude, it's just my major gripe is the inventory system in this game because it's just like, dude, it's been done so much better in so much other things that are like not as good. Because I'm just like, Borderlands 3 may not be as good as this game, but it's got a better inventory system. And I'll tell you that. And it's just like, why are you like this effing Starfield? Just please stop. And it's just whatever. But that's just one thing that could be better. Everything else though is like aces, dude. Just I never get tired of it. And the music's great. Like it's got some nice orchestral classical action going on that's like very dynamic when you're doing stuff, and it's just it makes me feel super happy and fun times and warmth in my heart, and I love it. And it's just fantastic. And like the views when you're on the planet, it's like, yeah, like I said last time, dude. It's like you take all the best parts of Mass Effect 1 and like the side quests when you're on the planets on like the surface level on the planet stuff. Even though people complain about it, I don't even care. F them. And you take the best parts of No Man's Sky, even though it's like not got like the seamlessness of like space to ground like landing because it's too big of a game. Sorry, I honestly don't care. I fast travel all the time now anyway, so it's whatever. And it's got to, yeah. Like I mean, I've been kind of thinking like, what's the third game I would throw in there? And I guess it's like Borderlands 3 because Borderlands 3 is in space, and there's like a lot of looty shooty, but it's like it's not that level of it's like similar but different, right? Because when I play first person, it's like is it on the level? Yes, but it's like it's so different. But it is like they're so similar as far as like the systems and mechanics. It's kind of hard to like not compare them. And it's in space, and Borderlands 3 is in space, but it's like, dude, play Borderlands 3 now compared to Starfield, and it's a joke because it's like there's like what 5 planets or something. And it's like Borderlands 3, you're funny. Get the F out of here. So yeah,
Listen
yeah.
to you.
But yeah, dude, it's a great game. And I love playing it, and I can't get enough. And I wish I didn't have to go back to work next effing week or whenever the F I have to go back, and I could just play it forever. But I can't.
Nope, it's over.
What's over?
I don't know. It's over. So it is. So, how much more do you think you're going to be playing from this? I know you get your
Dude,
plus.
I already know I'm gonna put like 1,000 hours into this because it's like I already like can see the road ahead of me, and it's like the stuff I want to do. I know how long it's gonna take, and it's gonna take a long time. And then it's like I know I'm making another character, and that's gonna be like a whole replay of like what I've already played, which is like over 100 hours. So it's like just double my time now of like where I'm at, and then like that goes into that character. So that's like a whole thing. And then there's an expansion, and it's like I don't even know what's in the expansion. So it's like, and I have yet to go to all the start. Like, yeah, I got to do my galactic tour to see like all those systems, and then see like what effing side quests pop from that. And then I will be like, yeah, like once I visit every system buff and I scan all the planets, because that's what I'm gonna do. I mean, I'm not gonna go to them all, but I'll scan them all, and then like it should tell, like I should get any like side quests it picks up when I do that. I will like know just how ginormo the game. I mean, the game's already massive, but it's like, dude, this game is just like it's like in my this game is like it's like unfathomable. It's like it's hard to like it's like unquantifiable. Like you can't really say how big this game is because it's like basically in my opinion like I'd have to say it's as big as like every open world game combined before it combined into one game because it is like on a planetary scale. So like the scale is what makes it so big because you can go to different planets and all different planets are just like the open world system that they use and it just populates it with like 50 kilometers every time you load in. So it's just every time you load in, it's as big as any like normal open world game. So it's just like, dude, it's like, it's not really quantifiable or like, comparable to the size of every game because it dwarfs them because it's got, well, except for No Man's Sky, but that's a different story. Or, Elite Dangerous or EVE Online, but it's like, other space stuff, maybe not so much, but like, or effing Star Citizen, but like everything else, it's a effing, like, it's not even effing close. Get the F out of here. Like, effing Star Wars Rebels, like, I was so high on that game. Now I'm like, dude, I feel sorry for that game because it's like, it's not even gonna compare. It's not even gonna be effing close. It's just, I feel bad for them, but it's like, hey, you're Ubisoft, you deserve it, so, But,
Yeah, suck.
to answer your question about what's next, Mo, is like, there's a lot of, I mean, besides the Galactic Tour, it's like whatever I get out, whatever side quests I can squeeze out of that, and then just like finish all the side quests, and then start the second character, and then well continue on my new game plus because the way it is, it's like tiered. You like have different levels. I saw online. I think there's like 10, but it's like I don't know how high it goes. I like honestly, I think it goes to infinity. That's how big I think this game is, but I don't know. But I'm on 2 or 3. I think I'm on 2. Yeah, I'm on 2 because it counts it every time. So I did it once, and then I did it the second time. I'm not gonna say what it's called because it's a spoiler. So I'm on New Game Plus 2 out of 10, I think, and I can go back to that character, which I kind of want to now because my character that's not New Game Plus is like so far ahead, and it's like I just take them to New Game Plus and keep going, which I probably will because I'm like, you know what, this character is like way better than my old New Game Plus character, and it's like I'll get back through New Game Plus faster, and I'll just do that and just delete the old path I just talked about. But until that, dude, it's just yeah, it's like continue on the character I have in the New Game Plus up to like 10 or whatever, how high it goes. I don't even know how high it goes. That's the other thing. It could go into forever. Whoever knows. And then second character. And then also there's an achievement for getting to level 100, and I'm at like 66. So I'm almost there. So I'm not sure if you stop getting skill points, but I don't think you do. But that XP gain is so like, man, when it gets effing, you feel it when you stop getting XP in that game. So it's like that's the other reason why the skill points are so crucial to like allocate properly. Oh, and like choosing the path or the background or whatever it's called of your player character that like has the best stuff. Which for me is the I think is diplomat. I would say is like the best to go with because they have the currency one. They've got persuasion, and I can't remember the third one, but like those two are really good because like not having persuasion early on in the game is not a fun time. And then even when you do have it, it's like the persuasion in this game compared to other games I've played is like not it's confusing to me. So it's like I've been really sucking at persuasion in this game and just like losing every like dialogue and just like having weird alternate scenarios that are not going to happen in my second character because my second character will have like that maxed out and I won't be having to worry about it. Oh, just man, yeah, it's just fantastic. I love this game. I love this game. It's just and there's like 3 endings. I've only seen one, so it's like I need to go back through New Game Plus to see the other 2 endings because there's like choices I didn't make, and I'm like, dude, I gotta F and see. And there's like a fourth thing that you can do that I'm like really curious about. It's not I don't know if it ties into the ending, but like it might like change the effing scenario, and I'm super curious like what the fourth thing does. And I'm like, dude, I gotta go back and do that. So it's like there's like a lot. There's a lot still. There's a lot of gas in the tank for Starfield, even though I've already played a crap load of it. So I'm looking forward to it.
So when's the next game coming that will take you away from the addiction?
Well, Spider-Man 2 is in October, which is next month, but then so is Forza, but I'm giving Spider-Man 2 priority, so I might just skip Forza, even though I'm gonna buy it. I just won't play it for like a couple months because after I finish Spider-Man, which I imagine will take like a week or two, at most, right? Like I'd say like a week easy. Like there's no way Spider-Man 2 is like that big. I'll probably just finish Spider-Man 2 and go back to Starfield. I love this game. It's so good. It's like, man, it's like someone made a better Mass Effect than Bioware, but
Well,
not.
okay, so if you're on a desert island
Mm-hmm.
and you had electricity coming to this, so you could play video games all for the rest of your life on this island, all right, and you had a choice between Starfield and Final Fantasy that you played last year and got addicted.
That's a good one. What do I? Well,
Which
do I
one?
have internet too, or just electricity?
Yes, you'd have all the things you just can only play one game in your
All
life,
right.
and it's still between those two.
Because between those two, I'm thinking Final Fantasy because they're gonna keep adding to it. Like there's been there's 10 years of content in that game, and there's gonna be 10 years more. So it's like they're never gonna stop. And it's like Starfield is just this and like the expansion and like whatever else DLC we get, which I hope is a lot because it's gonna be like I said last time, dude. It's gonna be a long time before you get another Starfield game. It's gonna be like 12 years because it's like 5 to 6 years for effing Elder Scrolls 6, which yeah they're in like pre-production for or whatever, and then like effing 5 to 6 years for effing Fallout 5 or whatever the F. And who's to say they have a new IP in between? And it's even more than 12 years. That's what's bumming me out. It's like I'm not gonna be playing any more new Starfield for a decade. This game is effing awesome. Like I have to effing wait or like have or hope for like some other third party to like not be trash and like make a better version or as good. Get the F out of here. Like please.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
the like just like the space combat alone and like the like on foot stuff. Like those are two separate like game systems that you can make your own game of, and it's like effing get the f out of here. Like, yeah, okay, sure, not happening. And then even like someone from Bioware just said like they're going old school with it, and they're not gonna have it's not gonna be as open world. So it's like it's not gonna be like Andromeda. And like I liked Andromeda, and like Andromeda was like effing good. And then that's the other thing. If I go back to playing Andromeda, I'll be like, dude, this is such a small game. Like that's why I'm saying this game is a watershed moment in open world games, air quote open world or whatever that you want to call them. If it's on space scale, because it's so big. It's like compared to everything else, it just dwarfs everything. It just completely like blots out the sun, and like that game will just freeze and die because it just takes all the sun in and it's just like look how big I am and like ooh man I'm awesome and it's just good luck to everybody else after this because yeah, after this year dude it's gonna be weird man because I feel sorry for Larian Studios because it's like effing just look at like Bioware. It's like enjoy it while it lasts because I'm or like even CDPR CD Project Red it's like it's hard to stay on top of like the PC or not PC, just like the RPG space as a developer because like fans can turn on you so fast, and it's like they had like that game was in that game was in effing early access for like 3 years. I don't think there's enough attention to that. It's like I think that needs to be like the new status quo going forward, maybe because it's like we need more dev time on these games as opposed to just like the cyberpunk situation that happened. Like look at that. Like you have 3 years of early access, buttery smooth, uh, no issues at launch versus like the cyberpunk train wreck disaster that was, and it was just rushed to market. And it's like, did it sell a lot of copies? Yeah, but was it worth it? Like when we go back and look at it, it's like, didn't have to be this way. CDPR didn't have to be this way. Actually, I'm looking at. I might play the expansion for that. It comes out in a couple days, but it's like I gotta get my galactic tour done, and then I might finish Sea of Stars since I'm on vacation and I'm just like playing everything right now, and I can like I just need to crack out super hard in those 2 games, like finish the stuff with Starfield that I'm trying to do, and then finish Sea of Stars, and then replay Cyberpunk on PS5 because I never played on PS5 and it probably looks better, and then I'll be ready for the expansion, and then effing I'm actually hyped because they had the cinematic. It looks really good, but then the cinematic isn't gameplay, so it's like it was kind of annoying in that regard. And I was like watching it, and I was like, when the real time graphics look like this good, like the cinematic does, I think that's when we're at the next tier of like when we can say when graphics were like the PS2 era, because it's like if the graphics were like that effing good, I would be blown away. I mean, not to say they're not good. It's just like they're good now, but they're not like mind blowing. Oh, my brain is melting, and just oh my, just they're not that good yet. I mean, they're still effing good, but it's like God of War 2 and like Horizon. But those were like cross gen, so there wasn't like 100% of the effort going to it. So, but there has been stuff this gen that's been like, ooh, I want to look at my screen, but it's like it's not everything. So yeah.
perfect. All right then, good sir. We've reached the end of our chat today.
Oh, I love how like Like this episode is just Dagger's winning in Starfield. That's great.
There you go, nice and simple. And son of a bitch. There you go, son of a bitch. Anyways, do you have anything to say before we leave today?
um, if you're not sure about Starfield and you've got a Series S, or you can just buy a Series S for cheap, unless they're phasing out the cheap one. You know, you can always just like get Game Pass, check it out. It is that good that I would say it's a must play. Like, I mean, also not just that. I would say the year of video games has delivered. It has been hit after hit after hit, banger after banger
Banger after
after
banger
banger
after
after
banger,
banger, banger express
banger and
year.
banger. That's
So I
right.
am very happy. There's been a lot of awesome games this year. Then the year's not over, and then a lot of stuff got pushed to next year. And it's like, dude, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. It looks just. It's two Blu-ray discs worth of Final Fantasy VII game, and it's just like, dude, it's like I did not have on my, the future is unknowable bingo card, but it's so terrible sometimes. I'm like, I don't want to even play this. It's like FN. I did not have 2024 being a reload year after 2023 to being like one of the best years ever for gaming in like recent memory since 2018 or 2008 or whatever. It's like all the years that in 8 usually an awesome gaming year, and this has been one of those years. And it's been a real effing fun ride to be on because Final Fantasy 16, Sea of Stars, Starfield, effing Forspoken. I enjoyed it. I don't care if the haters. The Final Fantasy music game. That's 5 right there. Bam.
Mortal
So,
Kombat for the Twitch,
what are you talking about for the Twitch?
for the Switch.
I don't have a Switch.
I'm just saying that's getting a lot of
Well,
flack.
when your graphics can only go so far because you're a handheld console that's docked on your TV and it has a handheld mode that has to be butchered because of battery issues and power issues. That's what
Yeah,
happens.
when you can only go so far with your handheld, you got issues. Absolutely.
But yeah, Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak on PS5 at least because that was out on last year. That was awesome. Destiny 2. I'm not gonna F Destiny 2. Let's not ruin this by bringing that game up. I'm sorry. I'm going down my list here, and like I was in February. Let's just forget I just said that. Original for remake. It's still a 10. Still F and 10. Still an F and 10. Just and Separate Ways comes out tomorrow or soon or something. Can't wait to play that. For
Mm,
Horizon Forbidden West, Burning Shores. That DLC was mm, that
mm.
was delicious. Okay, I talked about Final Fantasy and Monster Hunter. Live a Live on
Eating that
PS5.
eating that extra bowl full of bread.
Shut up, Buff. Final Fantasy 16, AW Fire Forever. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
and then effing Telltale's back. The Expanse. It is good, dude. It's good. I'm on episode. I haven't played the newest episode actually. That's how good Starfield is. Starfield is so good. I've not played the newest episode of the Telltale game. I'm just cracking out and like tunnel visioning, cause it's so effing good. So, yeah. And then Sea of Stars really good. Starfield, and then I haven't played Baldur's Gate 3, but everybody says it's really effing good. And there's some game called Lost Eidolons I'd like to play. I imagine it's good. And we still got Spider-Man 2, and and that's only October. I don't even have it in here for like November, December, dude. So it's like I don't even know it's in November because I don't care about the rest of those AAA
nope.
whatevers
That
because
those
it's
pieces
like
of trash.
I'm
That's
I'm
right.
just saving up for 2024 when it's Tekken 8, Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, Destiny 2 Final I said Destiny 2, Final Fantasy X Rebirth, Dragon's Dogma 2, Star Wars Outlaw, Hellblade 2, Avowed, Kinitsugami, Path of the Goddess, and Metaphor Refantasio. So we ate really good in 2023, and looks like we're gonna be eating really good in 2024 as well. So I'm looking forward to it.
Bangers after bangers after
Banger
bangers.
after banger after banger after banger, Banger Express.
Well, thank you, Mr. Red Mage, for regaling us in your thoughts this week. You're not really a
Dude,
son of.
Buff. Guess
I
what
just
happened?
want to
Guess
say,
what happened when I got home and I was like thinking about that. I was like,
I don't
dude.
want to know what you're thinking about
No,
banger, what you did to yourself
no, I'm
after
not.
thinking banger
I'm
after
talking. I'm
banger.
talking about the Red Mage thing. I was
Oh
like,
yeah,
guess what I'm gonna get Buff to like a compliment that outfit. Take a guess.
a staff.
Maybe that's also what I'm thinking of getting, but not that. Second guess. What's your second guess?
You're gonna get some kind of animal to perch on your shoulder.
No, I'm not getting an animal. I'm going to get a cape, and it's going to be a sweet red cape. And I'm like, I can wear a cape like in Destiny. It just dawned in my brain. I was like, it'll work because it's an outfit. And I was like, yes, because I didn't wear a effing suit jacket with it. And I was like, it might work. And I was like, ooh, I can try it for Halloween. I could be like, I'm a red mage. But then I got to get a bigger hat so I can, like, find one that fits. But then
Yeah.
if I do and I get the outfit working, it's like, ooh, I'm a red mage for Halloween. Yeah. And I was also thinking maybe just get like a sweet like 20s era suit like in that Smooth Criminal video and just be like,
Yeah.
you know what? I'm a smooth criminal. And like I have another suit ready to go next time I need to do
Exactly.
something and be like, and just like, yeah, it's a whole thing and like, yeah. Just learn to do all the moves and stuff and like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get another fedora that actually fits with my hair. Like
Yeah.
the red one I
Oh,
need to get that's actually too small.
exactly.
Or just cut all my
Exactly.
hair off, and see like, oh, does it fit? No, maybe it does. So
So you can be either a red mage or, a smooth criminal or a pimp. So that's good. Go walk in downtown Wichita with that cape on and see what happens. That's
nobody
right.
wears capes anymore. What are you talking about?
That's right. That's why you're
Exactly.
walking down there, everybody
That's
looking
how
and
you
going,
know I'm a
"Oh,
red mage. It's like,
pimp,
yeah, magical
pimping,
powers with this cape.
pimping ain't easy." Absolutely. Anyways, we've overshot this by 20 minutes
I don't care, but
because
if I'm having fun, I don't
you're
care.
having fun. No, yeah, you're having your fun. That's all that matters. That's
I don't
right.
have to work like some people until next week.
Yeah,
So
2.5 hours away. You son of a bitch. I love you. I love you. But next time, tell me you're gonna be close. Even if you're in the next state over, bam, I'm coming to see you. That's what I would do for my buddy Tekken. That's for sure.
I did think about going up to Canada, but I was like, I've
I don't even want you to come to Canada. I've officially told the people to ban you from coming to Canada. But I would come to you. That's what I would do. I had it all. I like all I had. If I would have known 2 weeks before when you told me you're going on vacation, and I said, "Oh, where are you going on vacation?" and you didn't say nothing. I said, "Oh, are you going back down to Texas again?" and you didn't say nothing. You son of a bitch. Because if I would have knew you're in Michigan, I would have said, "Okay, let's go." And you tell me when you get there, I will be there Sunday. If I would have known Saturday you were in town in Michigan, I would have been there Sunday morning, bright and early. We would have had breakfast. We had done the mega power handshake, and then I would just say, "Enjoy the rest of your life." We'd had some pictures taken. We'd have some pictures taken
enjoy the
because
rest of your life.
there'd be a million likes and big heartfelt things, and then I would say, "Enjoy the rest of your life," because we've now reached the apex of, and maybe that's why you didn't want, because you knew as soon as we met that'd be it. That would be it. If we couldn't do anything more, we've reached the apex, and then we'd never have to see each other again. And I said, "That's it. You just want to keep this going as long as possible." Oh, now I understand. Now I understand. You don't want it to be the end. So you're gonna keep it going. So that's good. Because
That's
if we
right.
saw each other, that would have been it. We just shook hands. There you go. Okay, we met each other. Have a good life. You know, I say have a good life. You call me a piece of trash. We'd all be good.
Yeah, I was just
Uh,
thinking that. Ah,
have
you
a
effing
good
ever.
Yeah. Have a good.
Yeah, go off yourself.
Something I've been
You know where
wanting
you
to
can
tell
stick
you.
it. If you're bleep
You,
barf.
you, you know something I've been wanting to tell you this for the last 20 years. You're a piece of trash. Oh, okay.
You can stick it off your pokeroo.
I'm not your daughter's uncle either. Ah, there you go. All right. Well, that's it for this week. Your lives have been saved by the power of our friendship. I've upped my standards, so Tekken, you up yours. There you go. And we will see you all the next time we talk, which I'm sure will be quickly down the road, and it'll be about Starfield.
Oh
All right.
wow. Buff actually did the outro. I didn't have to do anything. Alright, so yeah, like I said, until you see or hear from us again, you've now been
Yeah.
saved by the power
You piece of trash. You
of our
piece of trash.
friendship. And we're now signing off. Banger after
Perfect.
banger after
After
banger
banger,
after
banger.
banger.
And you're after